Go. I do believe we're live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution. My fast has been broken and I'm feeling good. Feeling almost like a baseline of energy that is now back in my body instead of coming off my body. All right, it's like I'm plugged into mains power once more. Hey, Kiefer, it's nice having you. Welcome to the land of food. It was nice. I broke my fast essentially with a bulletproof coffee and uh, what do you call those? We call them Cayennes in Afrikaans. It's like essentially pieces of skin and fat that got air fried. So they're fat and crunchy. And with a bunch of salt, they were very nice. My body was like, I approve of this. How long was the fast for? 84 hours total time. Yeah, about 84 hours. Hey, there's Jovan as well. Sam's here too. Just existing today. Cool. Oh, did I forget to write the title again? I did. I did, didn't I? Yes, I was too preoccupied with other things again. Forbidden topic. Yes, and it is in part, Sam, because I don't have a particular topic that I want to talk about. All right, like there is that level of honesty, if you will, that I'll have where I'm like, not sure. It is day 1631. It is. What's more, you have to tell me. Yes, kind of skewed. Also, picture look weird. It is kind of skewed. So straight up? Not straight up. More skewed. I'm gonna get it just right. There definitely is something happening with the light exposure in the back as well. But I'm trying to get that like that fun tree in the background. It's a fun one. Right? You let me know if there's still things to be adjusted. Staying still a little bit, still a little bit not right. Mm? No? Is my bit right? I'll check myself. Uh, it does have a sense to it as well. Like it might make me a little bit wider than I actually am. If that's happenings. Looks back and forth. Cool guy. Hi. What is going on here? Different kind of font, right? Cool guy got cool fonts. It's true. What's going on here indeed? What is going on here? You tell me. Like please. I'm pulling a blank on what today's stream topic is supposed to be. Maybe don't forget to put on sunscreen. That's the thing I'm thinking about right now, to be completely honest. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Part of me wants to go and fetch sunscreen and put it on because I am 100% gonna get sunlight blasted sitting here. So if you can bear with me and keep this space alive for a moment, I'll be back with sunscreen and then we'll suffer together in the putting on of sunscreens. How does that sound? Probably haven't seen that much, have you? Entertain a cool guy. YouTube must have some new tier of payment that allows you to change fonts. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But I do know YouTube will take your money. Happily so. It's like a bunch of things that allows you to spend your money on right now. I don't know if fonts is one of them though. I didn't see them announcing anything. Still got microphone on me. So I'm carrying you with me. Kobe is wagging tail. I'm bringing a small tube, the one that Jovan brought me. The car one, technically. It's not my travel one still. It goes in my little travel bag. But it's going to be a little bit less cumbersome to bring alongside me for the stream. I'm coming back in frame. Here I am. Here's me. Hey, what's up? Hey, welcome. We're back again. Ugh. And then I'll do like this. Skadoosh. Look at us. Don't be chewing bones next to me. I don't like that. I've got a topic to kick around. King Kong and Donkey Kong both like hauling young blonde women up towers. Is it a family thing or is it just an ape compulsion? Cool car. Thank you. It's not mine. But if it makes you think that I'm cooler, then you can totally imagine it being mine, right? The dogs are like, oh, don't you want to use your hands on something other than putting on sunscreen, sir? No. Yeah, it's cool to put on sunscreen, kids. I need to start teaching myself that. I don't really like the feeling of sunscreen on my body, to be honest. But I know that my skin doesn't really care what I like. And if the sun is blasting, then it's gonna hit me. I think the beard should help, right? I'm trusting at least. There we go. We got sunscreens. I don't even know if this thing's working right now. I'm receiving some technical difficulties on my side. I just believe. Is that evenly spread enough? Do a backflip. Yossi. I don't know about that. Man of Pillow Doom. Interesting username too. I don't know about doing backflips and stuff, bro. I don't know about all of that. But I can put on sunscreen. That's a feat. That's not something I do a lot. Puts more on the little sensitive areas. Right here is where you're most likely to show signs of aging. Yes. I'll stay young. I'll be gray soon, apparently. My mom gave me genes. My mom started going like properly gray in her 30s. And I got whatever that is. They're really spawning in on my head these days. Where I'm like, oh, I guess that's just gray hair now on me. Sweet, fine. This is fine. Internal screaming intensifies. Don't get that in your eyes. It stings. It's true. I hate that part. That's like my least favorite part of putting on sunscreen. But I should be fine now. The sun is still blasting me, but now I can feel less bad about it. I can be like, oh, it's fine. This is fine. You see this big old thing on my freaking cheek? I wouldn't be surprised if that was because of the sunscreen I've been wearing. Right? That's the other thing that I get like super skizzed about is that I don't think my skin likes it that much. I do wash my face afterwards as well to try and get all of the sunscreen off of me as fast as I can, as fast as is no longer necessary sunlight wise, but still, all right. Part of me wishes I just had bioengineered skin already. Can't I just have some bioengineered skin, please? Is that too much to ask for? How rad would it be to be able to do a backflip on command if there was a trampoline? I can. That's why Joe is saying that. On a trampoline, I can do backflips. I can do backflips, right? And I guess I probably could do backflips still standing on the ground as well. It's just the trampoline helps you gain a lot more air before you attempt the backflip. And if you fail, you fall on a trampoline instead of falling on the ground, right? So there's like double whammy, more likeliness to backflippos. But yeah, it would be cool, Joe. You're right. Want to learn to do a handstand? Want to learn to do a handstand this year? I think you'd be strong enough to, Joe. My wrists just rarely appreciated when I put that much weight on them. I've noticed. I do want to be able to do a handstand too. It looks cool. It's the aesthetics of like, oh wow, that guy must be strong. Look at how much control even in handstand is. Also, a picture looks weird. Anyone else? Yeah, it's kind of skewed. Let me try and go out and come back again. See if that helps too. Oh hey, back again. Did that change anything? Did that help? Do you feel more satisfied? Let me know. Oh, I'm gonna skewed. I was like, is this how fish feel when the table needs a sugar packet under the leg? Yes, I know what that means. Totally. Fish packet, sugars, under legs, yes. What is going on here? Cool guys, cool fans. YouTube must have, bless again, entertain. Yeah, I've got a topic to kick around. The, the whole the family thing was an ape compulsion. I'm gonna keep struggling until I don't have to struggle anymore. Ah, there we go. It's a good question. You know, to be honest, if I was ape, would I feel compelled to kidnap? Maybe. How much is there for an ape to do in this world? Kidnapping a blonde sounds like some sort of pastime. I need to stop this. I need to stop this line of questioning right now. That's better. This guy looks more like Melt. Is it better? Is my face longer again? I think that might be like the biggest giveaway. Like I definitely did notice that there was something going on with the aspect ratio. It's like it was both compressing it and then stretching it out. Yeah. This is definitely better. I'm like a little bit more tall face Melt instead of squishy face, short face Melt. That's better. This guy looks more like Melt. You know, Joe. You're one of the few that have seen me in person. You know, I had to convince Joe that I'm actually a real person. Still takes some convincing that I'm not actually an AI, a machine. I am. Do a backflip. If you do a backflip Melt, I'm going to be the most shook I've been all day. Again, I probably could. But I'd rather not. Not on the grass here right now, at the very least. Don't get that in your eyes, yeah. I would have, but surprise. I wouldn't be surprised if that was from sunscreen I've been wearing. What else are you putting on your face? The other stuff that I'm putting on my face is beef tallow. And I've been putting that on my face pretty much for the last 4 weeks. I really started before I went to Christian. I took some with me when I went to Christian. I've been using it every day, on and off. Like I'm saying every day, and it's like maybe more high 75, 85% of the days. And it's not been reacting badly with my skin, but this is a big thing where I'm like, it might be the sunscreen. I do want to keep wearing the sunscreen and see if my skin gets worse. We'll learn together. I still haven't started using retinol. I'll start using that probably when I'm in the States. You know, I feel like maybe I'll have more access to stuff like that. Nips. Wanna learn. This my body doesn't like flips anymore. Once upon a time though. All right, that's again. What is there for it to do for an ape? Yeah, learn sign language. Do they really learn sign language? They learn how to sign things, but they never ask questions, right? So use it to blame the kitten you were given for breakfast for breaking the sink in your enclosure. Yeah, breaks a sink. I know. It's like, oh yeah, was the cat, wasn't me, or whatever. It's like, uh, sure, buddy. I'm back, Shakira. Shakira. It's nice having you. Sending you love, blessings. Thank you for finding yourself back to this space. I hope you're doing well. I'm getting mildly both sun blasted, but I've put sunscreen on my face, so it's like totally fine. All of the sunlight that's coming through is the good kind. I trust. Oh please, I appreciate. I'm back. Bless again. No, no, you're real. Some people might believe that I am in fact a real person. I'm a real boy. Right? There might be more than just me in the frame. Would be nice to like be able to sit down and have full conversations with everybody here on the farm, but not everybody have that in their comfort zone. Are any of us real? It's one of those questions. I'm like rolling this little thingy between my hands, contemplating. Yes. More energy. Morning, Morgan. Good morning to you. I'm sending love. I'm sending blessings into that small little space in there. I still don't really know what I'm supposed to be talking about. Haters gonna hate. Do you, brother? Like, weirdly enough, Morgan, haters haven't been hating for the most part. For the most part, it's been pretty chill. Your skin may not be used to that much thick moisture. Anyone else familiar with beef tallow on their way in here? Yeah, I don't overdo it, Sam. Like when I do put beef tallow on my face, it's a very small little schmidgen, right? I try to keep it pretty tame. It might have something to do with that, but it's been mostly fine, right? Like the rest of my skin also got the same treatment. It's just that one spot that seems a little bit irritated right now. I do have a thing where if something does happen, it seems to go deep, you know, do stream of consciousness. Okay, here it comes. Oh, little almost gonna never liver in the million skip it out. I'm doing a stream of consciousness, right? Consciousness will stream around that warmth and go through that butt. Well, that's good. Yeah, it is. It is, Morgan. Love is true for the most part. I didn't think the trolls or the haters get that much from me, unfortunately. Hmm. This is something called blue diesel, but it tastes like papaya. Very fruity indeed. Now to a scream of consciousness. Just like running in circles, going all crazy. Go stupid. Go crazy. Silly ape. So I was thinking, cute. I'm getting flattered here. Lol, J triple B. Aren't all screams of consciousness? Maybe not. A kettle screams as well, right? Has a kind of screaming element to it. That's not conscious. So you have to be conscious and screaming to have a scream of consciousness. Are you done fasting? I am. My fast was broken this morning, past 10 a.m. I started by having some rendered pieces of skin. There was still some fat in them. So I got most of my fat there. I had a bulletproof coffee. I had a protein shake. And I had some susatis, like skewered meat. And I had a little bit of leftover mince too. So it has been hard staying away from the fruit. And my mom also baked some of her criminally good nut rusks. It's like imagine caramelized. I'm trying to build you a flavor profile. Imagine caramelized shortbread that has mixed into it pieces of almond and cashew. Is there any cashew in there? Maybe not cashew. Definitely almond, definitely pecans or pecans. And sometimes pieces of red cherry, which I personally do enjoy as well. I don't know if these have any red cherry in them. Dried pieces of red cherry. And it's so nice. What is your favorite breakfast? That definitely has it on me. You had me at caramelized. It has that like caramelly sugared taste alongside nut flavors, right? And then every now and then you get a sticky piece of like what seems almost like candy as a piece of cherry. It is very nice. I'm not making it easier for myself to not eat any of them. Like there's a bunch. There's like a whole thing full, right? And it's just standing there mocking me in the middle of the kitchen, being like, "Anna Milani, bet you can't eat 6 rusks in a row." And I'm like, yeah. I have a sour cherry tree. I make strudel and jam for the winter. I've been thinking about that, Prairie Wolf. Been imagining planting trees for Jovan in her space when I get there too. Taking care of them, you know, growing some food in that space too. It is nice being able to eat something that grew from the roots that are underneath your own feet. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I was hoping you were gonna say it tasted like a red diesel. Ah, yes. The famous old blue diesel tastes like red diesel. Because everybody knows what red diesel tastes like. You know, we drink it by the liter. For obvious reasons, that's a joke. You had me at caramelized. What is your favorite breakfast? We don't really do the food talk, despite me having broken my fast. Still venturing into dangerous territories. But I haven't really set a proper stream topic, so it's not like I can bring us back to something pivotal. So in that way, we're not technically derailing the conversation. So all of that being considered, what is my favorite breakfast food? First thing that comes to mind is just like basic bacon and eggs, maybe a hash brown alongside it. Right? Technically that's carbs, but it is nice. Right? I really do enjoy bacon and eggs as a breakfast. Look at this creature. You're so lucky that there's no Kobe here with us. Otherwise, you would get so chased. You get so chased right now. Yo! Flaming Penguin. I see your name change a little bit. It's nice to have you. Sending your blessings. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Don't forget throwing objects, or any of us this again. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good answer, though. Another nice breakfast would also be like a fruit spread, right? Like somebody else already prepared a bunch of fruit and beautifully arranged it on a plate. That's also a great breakfast. right? But the amount of effort that it takes to get there is the other side of it. All right, so when it comes to the amount of effort to put in, to the amount of enjoyment that can be extracted from breakfast, bacon and eggs is like a real front runner. It's easy at least. It's my birthday. Yasi, happy birthday, Flamin' Penguin. May you birth happily, or reminding yourself thereof at the very least. Tell your mom thank you again as well. We definitely do make our birthdays about us, and it is, but it's also the day your mom gave birth to you. So give her some love too. Remember her fondly. Bless you, friend. May you have a beautiful day. I hope it's one filled with blessings and good vibes. A fruit salad that doesn't contain obnoxious amounts of honeydew and cantaloupe. How about that? We were almost on the same fractal, Sam. Yeah. And again, if it's a fruit spread that is like nicely arranged, then if you want less cantaloupe and honeydew, you eat less of it because you can pick, maybe with a nice little fork. Be like, I want some pineapples. I want some peach slices. I would like some apple. I would like some watermelon. I would like some grape. I would like some kiwi. I would like some strawberry. Blueberries. Blueberries a little bit more difficult to pick up with a fork, I guess. But yeah, no, I mean, I do like that as a breakfast experience. I am at a party. I'm hoping that is yours. I wonder what's the time. I hope it is good. Sending you blessings. Have fun with it. I want to move. South Africa is making me quad. Yeah. I am at like a point of being quad at South Africa where I'm just like, I'm like that angry teacher. You know, growing up, you had that one teacher in school that you knew was just angry. But they weren't necessarily just always screaming, but you knew they were angry. And you knew that you didn't want to do anything to like get them to that point of screaming. But there was always that low hum tension of like it could happen. You know what I mean? That's kind of what South Africa has me feeling like, where it's just like, ah, yes, South Africa's. Part of me wants to turn around and have myself sitting with the sun at my back at the very least, so I don't get Boblastos. Facio Boblasto directum as much. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that for my own well-being and comfort. I am official. Yeah, it's mine. I am official. Lee, is that 11? Are you officially 11? That's freaking wild if that's true. Yo, moto. I can't even imagine. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to take your friends the other way around. There we go. No more direct tumbo blastus. Yay. Ah, we're still fighting level issues, but we are here. Me with my horns. Horns of tree. Yeah. This feels good. It feels like suddenly I'm like a whole different person, having this as my perspective instead. What does this person have to say? The person I used to be forgot to set a title for my stream. We did find ourselves talking about food. I haven't really finished reading all of the comments, and I am still thinking about this friend who is. I have to go. Bless you. Enjoy the rest of your birthday. Thinking about someone turning 11 today, meaning they were born in the year 2013. Is that right? 2014? That is so wild. thinking about what the world will become, what kind of tools they'll have access to by the time they're 18. By the time they're 18, I'll be 34. What kind of tools will 34-year-old me have access to then as well? It's going to be curious to see what becomes of our species as we become more enabled. Oh, no, no, no. Nip, 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 nip. Best time to plant a fruit tree is 10 years ago, said a wise man. Best time to plant a fruit tree is 10 years ago. Second best time is today, right? You're 27. Yee. I am 27 of years old. Do I look younger or older? Prairie Wolf. I'm like at that age right now where I'm starting to feel old to myself. In other words, the version of me that used to believe someone was getting old was me thinking 27 and older, right? I look younger, bam. That's a win in my book. I'm writing that down in my journal. Man. Like, and Prairie Wolf said I look younger than he thought I was. I probably won't actually do that, but I do appreciate the love. Your Year of the Tiger. I am 1998. Nice. Feels apt. Year of the Tiger. I do consider myself aligned with the cat-like energy. I don't like cats that much because of it. I don't think cats like each other much, realistically. Me too. You're also Tiger Year. Nice. Yeah. So like my character trait, right? I feel is like cat-ish, lion-ish, tiger-ish. My star sign is the Taurus, so bull. And then I think my personality underlying that gravitates towards butterfly, right? So with the whole transformation thing, like my personality has gone through multiple changes and transformations throughout my life. I still think I have the same underlying personality, but it's like the skateboard that is the car that that drives the actual car that the rest of the car is built upon. You don't have to change that much on the outside for it to be a different experience. Yeah. Metamorphosis. Maybe that could be our stream topic for today. Today we talked about metamorphosis. The MeltMore symbol, the Degas one that I associate with, is also basically the shape of a butterfly. Hey, Lutz, talking about, yeah, Jeeves. I'm happy that you're here with us. It's so cool that you actually found this space. We spent some time, was it yesterday or day before yesterday, talking about Hendrik. And Lutz Gatti sent me an email today letting me know, hello, sir, you might want to check your emails. I got your mail / stream schedule from Mr. Busses, Busse, is note / calendar. I don't want to go into details since there is also private medical information involved. Yeah. Our beloved brother Hendrik is getting help right now. And I hope that he's okay. I hope that he's here soon. If you shaved your beard, you'd look 20. Yeah, the beard's getting shaved soon. Go full baby face again. The mustache is not okay. It's very not okay. But a part of me is like psyching myself out. Hey, Sissa, bring me a sticky lavender. Shantae is holding a bunch of lavender. Gaan jy seep of iets maak daarmee? Nog olie? Jy gaan seker eers uitdruk. Dear Hendrik, loving thoughts to our friend. Thank you, Joe. Everybody that has some, yes, geef me een wat nie mooi pink is nie. Mooi pers is nie. Yeah, look. Look, that's better. Shantae gives me this one, and
It
when
was sticking out.
when there's ones like these, getting the short end of the lavender stick. Dankie
You
Sissa.
moet fight vir dit. Ja. Ek het daarvoor betaal, ek sê maar net.
She paid for these sticks. Hoeveel het jy betaal daarvoor?
R100.
100 rand.
R200.
200 rand.
Wat was daar nog? Yes.
My sister paid 10 US dollars. Basically 11 US dollars. I do like the smell of lavender. The beef tallow that I've been using on my skin is stuff that my sister made. She didn't make the beef tallow herself. There's no underlying jokes there. But a cow was slaughtered, and then it was made in packages, and then all of the excess fat was also sent alongside the rest of it. And then that fat got rendered on big pots, and then that fat got put in blocks, like little tin foil holders. And then my sister took it upon herself to make a bunch of soaps, I believe she made, and also a bunch of skin creams that takes the fat and I guess aerates it to the point where it's fluffy. And then before she does that, she almost like steeps, is that the right word? Dry lavender pieces in the oil. So, yeah, that's what the lavender is for. She's gonna do some more. Yeah, I hope so as well. I know him for almost half my life. That's why I'm trying to manage what I can. Thank you all for your well wishes and your thoughts. I wish you all a wonderful day nonetheless. Thank you, Lutz. If you have direct contact with Hendrik, let him know that we are, as a community, thinking about him. And we'll be ready. We're already seeing it, him coming back into this space and being welcome. Sending him so much love. If you shaved, yeah. You're making me think about shaving the beard even more. Again, and I think that's what's gonna happen today. I think when I get the haircut, and then the beard is gonna get shavo bovevo as well. Shantai? Gaan jy môre skool toe? Wanneer gaan jy? Kom bietjie nader. Dear Andra, bless again. Lavender, how pretty. And the lady too. Thank you. That's my sister. Meganies gaan werk. Dink jy sal terug wees vir my streamtye? Ek hierdie so, né?
Ek het môre by kerk.
Ah. Ek wil ingaan dorp toe. Wil begin goeders gedoen kry. My paspoort hernie, foto's neem, maar ek wil skeer. Huh? Nou.
Môre is 'n goeie tyd, maar is Vrydag en dit is middag in die maand.
Ja, so as jy baie
Ons het nie geld nie.
demand nou nie. Ja. Nou gaan ons maak.
Vra of hy môre aankom dorp en dan met nog rakke opsit en goeders programme.
Alright, so a plan aanslaan. Dankie Sissa. I wanna go and cut me hairs, shave me beard, and then take photos of myself because I need a bunch of them in like passport-sized photos for all of the paperwork that I have to file. And I need to do a part of that process. I don't know if I'm gonna have to take a photo again. Probably have to take a photo again to apply for my passport. But again, we have to do that. They're Dutch. Your language sounds Swedish. Yeah, it's closer to being Dutch. Afrikaans. It is an interesting one. I am technically bilingual. I do prefer English. I enjoy it. It is diverse and vast, and I have fun with it. Let's blessing us again. As far as I heard, he's still not conscious. Holy shit. But I keep you updated via email if/where there is news. But I got to go now. Still a lot of work to do. I'm sorry to burst in and go so fast. Just wanted to let you know. I appreciate that. Lutz, thank you so much, friend. Giving us an opportunity to hold our friend safe in our minds and in our hearts. Imagining him being back here again soon. Oh my goodness, you would not get that much lavender here for $11. You'd get like a tenth of that. There you go. Maybe lavender growing is a profitable business in that case. Suddenly, the capitalist in me is like, what? People are paying $11 for small bushels of lavender? Surely, surely I can do something about that. Bro, according to you, which is the most logical religion, which has no bullshit in it. What? This is so out of left field. Where did that come from? Six of one? They're all complete crap. Six of one. Am I missing something? Jainism. Like I feel like I'm missing a lot. Let me switch all messages. No, that doesn't make any more sense. Love is true. Yeah, love is true. That's one thing that we can at least be sure of. There are sticks of stuff growing in the universe and it smells good, whether you smell it or not. Six of one, they're all complete crap, is what Family Guy Jesus says to Brian when he asks the same question. Six of one means they're all the fucking same. Maybe you're talking about the religion, talking about the religion thing, that all religion is bad. Yeah, and I don't have a religion, right? I believe that love is true, right? There's no religioning to that because religion is like a bunch of rules, right? It is a bunch of agreement, and it's a bunch of conceptualization. Where love is true, in my mind, stays a lot more open to interpretation, right? And I like that because I like to interpret openly. It's good. It's a life well lived, right? According to who is it? Who is it who said that? Was it Jung? Who is it who said that a life lived unexamined is not a life worth living? It's a hard quote. Who said that? Can you have a religion if you are? Can you have a religion if you are the religion? Being a religion, being the religion is even tall or order. An unexamined life is not worth living. It's attributed to Socrates. Freaking Socratesisms. The classical Greek philosopher. He said to have spoken these words during his trial, as recorded by his student Plato in the Apology. Socrates was defending himself against charges of corrupting the youth and impiety, and in his defense, he emphasized the importance of critical self reflection, philosophical inquiry, and the pursuit of truth. To Socrates, living without questioning oneself, one's beliefs, and the world was to miss the very purpose of your human existence. Woo! Which he saw as the cultivation of the soul through wisdom and understanding. Yeah, that's what we try and do in this space. Literally that. Socrates would be proud of every single one of us. Isn't that nice to think? Tengrism. Oh, the isms. Why does this feel like deja vu? Deja vu. It does have a deja vu-ness to it. Jainism is good. But what about Hinduism, which was also the most beautiful religion, but no, but no, now you know what sort of crap is going on. Moon Knight, huh? I believe in science. Believing in science it's also one of those things, right? Like I like to believe in the results of science, but I don't know if I believe in the science itself, if you will, right? Because again, belief is a kind of a force, an energy that we cultivate in our hearts, where science, the point of it, if it's actually science, is that you don't have to believe, right? You mix two chemicals together, and then it's sciences, and then something comes out of it. That's kind of what science is to me, right? It's like, it's process. Science to me is very much process. Processes we know works. I believe in science. I don't believe in a God who sends you to hell for not obeying him. It is cruel and inhumane. I am on the same boat as that, at least. We should count on what God has said instead of worldly wisdom, but not wise in your own eyes. Be not wise in your own eyes. Please pray and ask God to show you the truth. I do. I ask all the time. I do believe love is true, though. So, in that way, all of my praying to God to show me the truth, He did. And He was like, hey, bro, love is true. And I was like, bet God. Obviously, that makes sense. Of course, it would be. Why would God create us if not for a loving reason, right? Like, that's at least the way I see it. It sounds like a truth that makes sense to me. I know why deja vu. It's because the Dalai Lama just said the same thing yesterday. Religions value honesty, kindness, and what else was it? Selflessness? Something like that. Yeah, religion. It's interesting because like I'm imagining the way that you're saying it as like a projection. Like here's the religion, and the religion is telling you that I value honesty, kindness, and selflessness. Be selfless, be honest, don't lie to me, and be kind, right? And then you can be a part of the religion. And I feel like that checks out for the most part. Basically, at their core, they're the same. More or less, Joe, everything outside of the intent to wake up and be your very best person is window dressing. Window dressing is a nice way to say it. I think the word that I've been holding on to, Sam, is bypassing, right? It's like it's a lot of bypassing. It's like you're doing this thing because it makes you feel like you don't have to do the other thing, right? It's like the other thing is being done for you, so you can kind of like let off the gas, relax. Knowledge is knowing about all the religions, and wisdom is knowing not to believe in any other than the science religion. That is a hot take, which I'm not in disagreement with Moon Knight technically as well, right? So I am kind of like on that same fractal. I think again, right, believing believing is where my mind kind of like gets stuck when it comes to this discussion specifically, because you cannot believe in something and know it to be true at the same time, right? You believe in something because you can really know it to be absolutely true. I believe that love is true because, again, it is something that has been empirically, it makes empirically sense in my mind. If I break it down in numbers, right? If I think about if there was like a counter on top of our human condition, and every single time love was true, that counter number go up. The love is true counter number go up more for any other thing for love. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, you understand exactly what I mean, right? In other words, let's say again, if there was a certain value attached to the act of love is true, when you show up selflessly, when you do something for someone else, when you raise a child, right? And you bring that child into the world and you feed that child and you make sure they are a competent enough individual to survive the world and to potentially bring another child into the world, perpetuating that number of love, right, that floats above our species. In that way, to me, love is the most true thing, right? It's the one thing that I can believe in, because I might be proven wrong. I might be believing in the wrong thing. But if I believed in love my whole life and it turns out there's something better to believe in, I don't feel like I'm going to be that bummed. I'm going to be like, oh, Man, money was the thing that I was supposed to put all my focus in, apparently. Shucks. Or fame, or status, or aesthetics. Who knows? All right. But the love is true philosophy is one that serves me. All right. And it, again, can be seen as a religion too, if you want to nitpick enough. Where science wants to know how, religion seeks to understand why. They're not asking the same question and should never be put in a competition with one another. Yeah, collaboration over competition. There we go. I feel like now we're reaching like a community consensus where I am in a complete agreement with you, Sam, and you too, dear Jia. Because that really is what we need, right? Ultimately, we need to figure out how to remain spiritual while becoming masters of science, right? Almost see it as a spiritual uh, thing as well. Like, see our ability to manipulate our reality as something deeply spiritual, not as something purely technical. All right. So, if, and this is the way I see it happening, and this is maybe my hopeful intent, all right, let's set that out there, that as we evolve into the future and our tools become more sophisticated and our capacity to manipulate our reality becomes more capable, I imagine us also growing more spiritual, more in tune with our own spirit and with the spirit that is in the place, that is in the circumstance, that is in the community, that is in the opportunity, right? Really seeing it as this journey, right? So this is the way I see it. Maybe we become so capable that you can literally look at this place and imagine what your home is supposed to look like there. And then as that imagining in your mind happens, the machines just start jumping into action. And then they start building that house that you have imagined. Right? That's the level of power I believe is coming to our species. But in that, there is, at least in my mind, a spiritual way to do that. Right? Sure, you can just jump in, if you will. As soon as your eyes lay sight on the space, you can start putting down bricks kind of vibes, right? And see where it takes you. Or you can sit with that place, right? Instead of being able to do the entire building in 6 hours, you spend 6 hours not building the building, just looking at that space, walking around it, looking at it from different angles, looking at it as the sun shifts through the sky, right? Like really just being of that space, finding what you feel needs, what you feel is needed for you to be more comfortable in that space. And then beginning the process of actually imagining the house into existence, right? Like that's the way I wanted to kind of go for our species. Is extreme power, but a whole new idea of what it means to be responsible to a different approach to taking responsibility for our reality, if anything. I wonder if these are seeds. What produces lavender seed? If I have a lavender stalk and it has those little purple bitties with the dry little nubs, are those seeds? Ah, I don't know if this thing is still moving. A great question. Are produced in the flower heads, okay, that we dried out, develop in the calyx, which is the dry brownish nub that remains after the purple petals have fallen off. Yeah, these things. Is there a seed in here? Hmm. Maybe yes. Is that it? Did I crush it? Wait until the flour stock is completely dry. Rubber break. Open the flour heads over a paper plate or your hand. Separate the chaff from the tiny seeds. So they are small. Hmm. Part of me wants to start growing some of this on the farm as well. Lavender is easy to grow. There we go, Prairie Wolf. That's what I was thinking. We actually did have a lavender plant, but I don't know if it wasn't happy in the soil it was growing in because it slowly started dying off and then it was no longer sightly and it got removed. Yeah, I have 2 lavender plants in my yard. The medicine is nice and close. It is nice to share these moments with you, friends. We have been here for almost an entire hour. Let me melt a little bit deeper into this space with you, friends. I'll show you a flower. I'll read you a poem. And then this stream will come to its end for today. Siobhan, the last time somebody suggested the church starts cooperating with science, somebody got burned at the stake. Yeah, again, right, there are some things that are believed, like the new earth kind of imaginings, right? Oh, the earth is only 6,000 years old. And as soon as you have to like science a little bit, it becomes very clear that no, no, the earth is older. The earth is way older than 6,000 years. Right? And again, that's like the biggest bottleneck. It's like there's a bunch of stuff that is a part of the religion that is very easily proven incorrect when you apply just a little bit of science to it. And that's going to be our bottleneck. Is we're going to have to come to some sort of agreement that some parts of what we believe might be wrong. I feel like I was definitely burned at the stake in another lifetime. I'm still worried that I might get burned at the stake in this one. I got burned. I got burned. I got born in a good era to not get burned, at least. Sam, everything will become normal when people don't compare religion and science, but bring them together and create logic in and move forward from eternal religious trap. Yeah. And God, his dinosaur bones to test, and God hid the dinosaur bones to test your faith. Yeah, exactly. Just to see if you were gonna believe it, right? He made all of those dinosaurs, but then he put them right in the ground. That's why they're not here right now. That's why they didn't get Noah's Ark because they were tests, just to see if your faith would be shaken. It is very hard to be honest with ourselves with these kind of things. Dinosaurs is Jesus horse. Yeah. Wake up, people. Wake up. Birds aren't real. And you've probably heard that birds came from dinosaurs. So obviously, dinosaurs aren't real either. Obviously, people. Come on. Wake up. You're asleep at the wheel. That's so scuffed. But yeah, I mean, belief. You cannot know something to be true and believe it at the same time. Right? Because it goes from being belief to I know. And I do like saying that too. I know love is true. I believe it as well about the future that awaits us, but I know about this current moment as well. Mark my words, dinosaurs are going to come back from cell growing technology. Calm down, Michael Christian. Is that a Jurassic Park joke? Yeah. So Jurassic Park is a documentary too. There is a company called Colossus who bioengineered type of dog fetuses, basically back into being direwolves. We bioengineered mice into expressing the gene for fur that the woolly mammoths had. So we are closer to that kind of stuff as a species than we've ever been before. We'll probably end up bringing back the creatures that we need, you know, anything that dies. The author of Jurassic Park. Perfect. Thank you for that wisdom. Michael Crichton is the author of Jurassic Park. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the dire wolf. Yeah, that stuff's happening. That stuff is happening too, right? Like the amount of sophistication with which we can now manipulate genetic reality is staggering. And it's not slowing down. And we're only seeing the stuff that they're proud of, right? Like we're seeing the stuff that they managed to make two healthy babies, right? That if they were reintegrated into a dire wolf population, they would be able to mate with those dire wolves and have offspring and continue their existence naturally, right? That is pretty wild. That is pretty bonkers. Bring back the dodo. Bro, you do know that if we bring back the dodo, people are gonna want to eat them again, dude. They're gonna be like, surely they were so good. Surely they all died because they were. Do you see? Oh, dodo nuggets! I knew it. Sam probably beat me to it. She probably said it first, but yeah, exactly. There's people gonna be like, "Give me some dodo nuggets. Bring them dodos right back." I would love some dodo nuggets for myself. Bring back the dodo. Yeah. Is there anything that I want back? I really like the saber-toothed tigers. It's pretty badass looking. But I think that's basically it for me. Bro, we should bring woolly mammoth back. That's a part of the plan. That's basically like what Colossus is working on. Is this the hangar for that one P-47 Thunderbolt? I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing it's probably some weapon of war. Michael Yan, it's nice having you. No, no hangar in me. I feel very content. I feel well fed. I feel powerful, in fact. I feel ready to show you a flower and then say goodbye. It's an AK-47, a modified one. P-47N. You say AK-47. Yeah, apparently very reliable weapon of mass murder. If you wanted to continue mass murdering it, like we'll do it for a long time. Guns. I really wish we missed that spectrum. We would also be significantly worse at manufacturing if we didn't do the whole guns thing. Interesting question to ask. I'm having this whole internal dilemma thinking about guns. But there is a part of me that acknowledges that if our species completely missed the guns spectrum, we would probably be significantly worse at manufacturing. Can you give me like a guesstimation of how much percentage-wise worse off you think our species would be if we never figured out the whole gun thing? Oh, you're talking about me, Prairie Wolf. I want to go back. A Prairie Wolf said AK-47. My plane was the only one left from Germany. I think I might be missing some comments. It's not impossible. All messages. Not much better luck. I want them to bring back the 10th tall Harambe Titan elephant bird. Harad Vorarambe Titan elephant bird. I think I know which one you're talking about, but I wanna do a search as well. 10 foot tall Voronbe Titan elephant. Voronbe Titan elephant bird. Yes, there's one big motherfucker. I want them to give it something with scale. There we go. The Voronbe Titan. You gonna road? You gonna make some road? Seems we're not getting any pixels today, friends. Don't feast your eyes because it's low quality, but it gives you the idea at the very least. A 3 meter tall bird, basically. There we go, pixels. Nice. Just imagine standing next to that thing. It looks like a little dodo. It looks like a little dodo bird, but it's double the size of you. Hello, sir. Oh hi. Oh hi. It's so big. It's wild. Yeah, bring back the Varambe Titan burbs. Oh, this thing stopped thinking. The pay. And the no gun timeline. No gunpowder weapons, no cannons, muskets, or rifles. Likely less centralized military power, so more reliance on melee, archery, or alternative projectile tech. Yeah, I'm imagining like us having too much like pride. Like this timeline, humanity has like a lot of pride, and we find it low pride to like projectile from a distance at someone to kill them, right? Like that's something that like the scum of the earth do. You know what I mean, right? Because technically, like you being able to just like from a distance kill other people or things, it's kinda not cool, right? And I know that we probably did develop those technologies to be able to hunt first and foremost, right? Getting a kill with a knife on a deer is more impressive. I admittedly I was Mick. I have to Google that. That's my war mount, Mr. Jurgen. I mean Meltmore. Oh, that's true. Do you remember Switzerland? Yeah, he is in the Swiss army. He moved to Switzerland after he turned 18. Nice. Uh, and I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that you, Mikoyan Kalashnikov, is not in fact that person who used to be Switzerland, who used to be Indonesia. Totally. Our brains will get wet wired like Johnny Nem. I don't know these names. I'm sorry. I'm butchering them. I'm not him. I'm convinced. I'm totally convinced. Look at me being convinced. I'm his friend living in Germany. Yes. This is my being convinced face. How guns advance humans' capability beyond violence, precision engineering, every firearm to modern machining, early firearms to modern machining. The need to make guns that wouldn't explode in your face did push advancements in metallurgy, mass production, tolerances, and standardized parts. Hello, Industrial Revolution. Yeah. In chemistry, the production of smokeless powders, primers, propellants led to the broader breakthroughs in material science, synthetic chemistry, and even pharmaceuticals. Ballistics and physics, understanding projectile motion, and later rockets brought deeper exploration of Newtonian mechanics, leading into early forms of satellites to sports sciences. Nice. I guess there's still projectile analysis with sports too. Supply chain and industrialization. Weapons manufacturing required logistical coordination. Yeah, so we would like have lagged between 25 and 5%. Humanity might be 10 to 20% slower in technological development by the 20th century if the gun had never existed. So that would, if we had to like go technomicries, mean that we would not have computers right now. At least not home computers just yet. Maybe that tech curve as soon as we start, because we were already pursuing compute when we were really no, it's not true. We were building guns way before compute was a thing. Yeah, it's true. We were making guns a long time. How long have we been making guns for? Especially as it relates to how long have we been making computers for? Fairchild Republic. I know that's what American plane it was. A plane built around a gun that vaporized. Ah, yes. I don't know if your friend told you, but I told that friend, and maybe you remember your friend telling you, of course, that I don't really like talking about weapons of war, right? I'll consider the intricacy in the way that we are right now, and I'll see in myself how I feel about this and the curiosities that come of it, right? But I'm not gonna be reading those kind of messages. And if I see too many of them, then I might see none of them. By the flick of a hand. How long have we been making guns for? Yeah, I was about to say the first true guns appeared in China around the 1200 CE. They were hand cannons, evolving from early gunpowdered fire lances, and appeared 900 to 1000 CE. By the 14th century, guns had spread to the Middle East and Europe. The matchlock musket appeared in the 14 to 1500s, and the flintlock by the 1600s. Yeah, yeah, we were doing guns for like between 800 and 700 years now. And we've only been doing computers for like 100 to 80 years. It's kind of wild to think about it like that, right? In 775 years of guns, not every person wants or has a gun in their home. But in only 85 years of us doing computers, really doing computers, every single person basically has a computer in their home. And I'm saying every single person knowing that there are ultra poor people in the world, even the ultra poor, right? The people in the middle of Africa have some sort of computer in their homes, right? Might be very rudimentary, might be just a basic cell phone. That's still technically McCree's a computer. That is wild. That is wild. Guns have been around 9 times longer than computers. Isn't it wild how basically every single person on earth now has a computer, wants a computer, but that same trajectory didn't happen for guns? I find that quite interesting. Also, your Discord is so silent. Yeah, sometimes silence is nice. Sometimes you just want to take a big breath of air. You want to sigh it out. And you look around. You want to be quiet inside as well. Talked about intricacies of messages he's not reading. Yeah, ever since we could pick up a rock. I know you're in South Africa, but the background is giving me a land down under vibes. Hallo mama. Allemaal lyk mooi. Vertikale strepe. Slimming. Sê hulle mos. Allemaal lyk mooi, ja. Allemaal vir mense wys. You want to see mom's fit? So, got stripes. Yeah. As ek maar wou geïrriteer het, sou ek sê, wat is maar 'n tronk vol? Ja, sit swart en wit. Dit is navy. Nee, dit lyk mooi. I'm like, if I want to irritate your mom, I can say, "What? Are you a criminal?" You know, like jailbird. Yeah. Are you a jailbird? You just escaped the cells. Why are you wearing stripes? She was like, maybe if it was black and white, I'd be offended. Whoa, styling mama. So much love. Hi, mom. Your friends. Yeah, yeah. Let's break it down. Guns were revolutionary tools, symbols of power and control. Yeah, this is not what I wanted, though. I don't want you to break it down. Guns are inherently exclusive. It's true. So to project force and potentially take life. Only a few were allowed or expected to wield that kind of power. Guns centralize power. Computers are inherently inclusive. Ah, Joe. I think it's stylish. She looks good. Tribal style of clothing. I'm so happy that you friends are sharing so much love. Thank you. I'll be sure to let her know. Thank you, Zhao, for the donations to the space. I appreciate it always. I like this. Just I want to read this bit from a perspective of like all of us are using a computer right now to be in this space. Computers are inherently inclusive. A computer's power scales with the user's imagination, curiosity, and collaboration. It doesn't matter where you were born, how rich you are, or how strong. If you can use a computer, you can build, learn, connect, and create. Computers are decentralized powers. They enable individuals to become broadcasters, developers, educators, even governments onto themselves. The network effect. Guns don't become more useful the more people have them. In fact, the opposite. Computers do. The more people who are online, connected, sharing, coding, the more powerful the system becomes. That feedback loop drives desire, innovation, and accessibility. So yeah, it's more than just interesting. It's evolutionary. Yeah, it shows that despite our violent origins, humanity craves tools that empower without harming. We want to express, to connect, to create. Most people on earth would rather have a voice than a weapon. The gun was a symbol of the industrial age. The computer is a symbol of the age of information and possibility of conscious evolution. Here's a thought. What if the universal desire for a computer is humanity's way of choosing consciousness over conquest? Ew. Especially with us being able to AIify any computer, right? The future computers are going to be extensions to AI or baselines to AI as well, like vehicles, the vessels of AI, right? Maybe your computer will just be a puck in the future, but it will have a lot of processing power, and it will probably have some sort of very fine-tuned model that is locally uploaded ideally to it, and it's going to be able to back and forth with you, right? It's going to be a way different computer unto itself, but a computer nonetheless. And it is us choosing consciousness over conquest, right? It's us choosing to have a conversation instead of have a fight. That's the way I see it, at least. Consciousness over conquest. There it is. Jovan also like took that to heart. It's beautiful, right? You know the most, bro. I'm not gonna freaking. I'm gonna make you go away. Oh, stop. I don't care about guns. I don't care. And we just made the point, right? I do care about computers. I do. You'll hear me talk about tech a lot probably in my life, but you won't hear me talk about guns much. And I'm planning on keeping it that way. I appreciate your friends. Thank you for joining me, for sharing this moment. I hope you have a good day. I hope it feels steady. I hope the level of energy that it asks of you is not too much. I'll show you a flower. See with your eyes something pretty. I believe it's good for your spirit. Hey, Joe. Heart eyes. You always know how to make me blush. Yeah, some blues and reds and oranges. And dark navies too. Now I'm gonna read you the poem. Any second now, it'll load 1,340 posts on the Patreon so far. The poem is titled What Remains. Awareness begins what you don't reach for. In the breath you follow instead of chasing the next. In the moment you watch without fixing, without fleeing. It doesn't shout, it waits just beyond the noise you thought was you. And when you stop feeding what you don't need, you feel it. The calm, the knowing, the quiet power beneath the hunger. You don't become more by adding. You become more by seeing what was always there when nothing else was. All right. What have we been? What were you before you were born? Kind of question. And realizing that there still was something allows you to build on something a little bit more substantial than sometimes just our own internal narrative and story. You are so much more than you think you are, kind of vibes. Growing more aware. It's nice being in these moments with your friends. What does your Discord member say you left family friendly? I think I smoke weed on stream. I have been doing that since day one though. So I do believe that I wasn't trying to mislead anyone. I do believe our children are not stupid, and it won't take long for them to know that people smoking weed is something that happens in the real world. And I think it's better for them to know about that stuff and understand that that's a part of reality than it is for them to think it's something strange. It's a good question you're asking because there's a part of me that did go through like a whole inner dilemma of like, am I supposed to not to set some sort of example of like not right? And I was like really conflicted in my own like personal self-image of who I want to be in that way. And I realized that because of the love that that compound has brought into my experience personally, especially as it related to my own personal journey with being put on prescription medication and what that did to me, what is normal isn't necessarily what's best for us, right? And I felt like in my own way, I have to stand up for what I believe in, be what I know I am, right? For the most part. Stardust, I was. Stardust, I will be again. It's a nice way to finish. Thank you, friends, for gathering as stardust into this moment to give it meaning. I appreciate you, friends, so much. I'll see you, friends, again real soon. Goodbye, everybody. I love you. Cheers.